Okay, I think we shall call this one, Yes They Are. Right?
I think so. That sounds good.
I do think that's it. I have said all my life, I mean, you could ask my wife, my kids, they've all heard me say this. I don't care what two consenting adults do.
That's right.
Behind closed doors. I just don't care, all right? It's none of my business. But guess what? It's not between consenting adults anymore.
No.
Family-friendly drag shows, filthy books in school, LGB. Look, LGB and the T should be separated, okay? But yeah, and the common thing I get from Democrats and what? Oh, sorry. The common thing that I get from Democrats and my own family, oh, Doug, they're not doing that. Yes, they are. The mainstream media just doesn't report it. And what's worse, you can be censored for telling the truth, okay? Look, we're not anti-vaxxers. We don't trust the government. I have seen with my own eyes the DOJ, the Department of Justice, the FBI, they've been turned into political hacks. You want to send General Flynn to jail for lying to the FBI. Only one time. James Comey stood there and told you like 37 times Hillary Clinton lied to the FBI. She destroyed evidence. She did all of this. And no charges were brought by the Department of Justice. Why? Because she's a Democrat. Had she have been a Republican, she'd be in prison right now. But their common thing is, oh, that's different. No, it's not. It's the same. But yeah, that whole, oh, they're not doing that. Just because your media doesn't report it doesn't mean they're not doing it.
Yeah, you have to be a vigilant parent anymore. I mean, I watched this school, what do they call it?
School board meetings, yes.
Meeting, and these people were going berserk. I mean, and the argument, the parents' argument, actually, which was surprising, it was a Muslim community, and there were Christian parents there, and they both had the same goal: leave our kids alone.
Right.
Leave the children alone. Don't bother the kids. Don't this kind of stuff. I mean, you know, in all honesty, I was probably 18 until I figured out what a lesbian couple and a gay couple would do.
Right.
That's how old I was. I didn't, the whole thing wasn't even in my mind. I couldn't understand it, and I didn't care.
Right.
Right? So, why? Because I was insulated from that stuff. Don't, your kids shouldn't see that stuff, shouldn't know about that stuff. Because once you start the curiosity button, you can't stop it. Now, that's what they want. They want their kids to be confused from the get-go before they even start to think about other things in life. Then that way their life is all about their sexuality.
Yep.
And sexuality, well, it is important in your life, something between you and your partner, your husband and your wife and whatever. It's got nothing to do with the children. Okay, children shouldn't be worried about sexuality at the age of what?
Well, they're doing it to preschoolers and kindergartners, right?
Right. And so leave the kids alone. Leave the kids alone, and you won't have a problem. Whatever consulting, you know. But if you ask me, as a Christian parent, I will tell you that if you're a homosexual, you're gonna go to hell if you're having homosexual sex. Period.
Yeah.
Don't ask me. I won't tell you nothing because that's what we believe. Now,
having said that,
if you mess with my child, then it's a different conversation, right?
Yeah.
You know,
that's a conversation between me and you.
Me and you as an adult. And,
yeah.
And that was the thing on that meeting. The parents, their only concern was leave the kids alone. The parents with the gay agenda, the homosexual agenda, with the transsexual agenda, they talked about not whether the kid should or shouldn't know, or whether it's appropriate for a child of a certain age to know anything about sexuality or anything. All they care about is calling people names. you're a racist, you're a homophobe, you're all this and that. And it's as an adult, okay, but this is not about you. This is about the kids.
Yes. And the thing is here, they got the FBI. This is why I don't trust the government anymore. They got the FBI involved in this. The FBI targeted and arrested parents for speaking up in a school board meeting trying to protect their children, and they were charged with domestic terrorism. Get that through your head. You have gay, bisexual, transsexual people preying on children, and the parents are the ones that are getting arrested. Wrap your head around that. You expect me to take a vaccine that is developed by a country that would do this kind of stuff?
That's right.
Oh,
A few years ago, I worked in an office, and I used to listen to podcasts all the time. I used to listen to NPR all the time.
yeah.
They were liberal and a little touchy-feely, but they were not what they are now.
Yeah, there.
They are full-blown woke.
Right.
Okay? So back in the day, I used to listen to This American Life, which used to be a great show, a great podcast.
Oh, I remember it.
Right?
I liked it.
It
Yes.
was great. There was this contributor, I want to say, who was gay, and they had adopted a boy, him and his partner. And he had an honest conversation with the child. He said, because he was trying to get, this is around the time where they were doing the gay marriage, and his son, surprisingly enough, didn't want him to get married to his partner. And after a long time, they talked about the reason the kid didn't want him to get married was because of divorce, and he heard the straight people, the people got married, got divorced, and then he was going to lose both his parents. It was, how things, but that's the thing, how kids process information.
Right.
It is not the same way that you and I process information. They have a limited view of the world, and therefore everything that they hear and see becomes magnified in their brain. And so the final thing on the one of the things that strikes me now that would never fly now is when he had this conversation with his son. He asked him, am I going to be gay because you and dad are gay? And he says, honestly, son, I don't know. I don't think so. He looks very straight. He was, he was a boy, and you could tell that he was a boy. And there was no innuendo from the parents to turn this kid into something that he wasn't.
Yes.
Right? And that is the difference between that couple back then and whatever is going on now, because kids rise up to the level of positive enforcement they get. So if the kid puts on a pair of sandals and you're like, oh, you're so cute, you're so he gets all the attention, he's gonna keep doing it just to please you.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so this is, the same thing applies now than applies then. A homosexual person that is practicing homosexuality will not see the kingdom of heaven. Nevertheless, what those people were to what the level of crazy we got now,
it's not even close.
Worlds. This is something else.
Yeah. But I mean, look here. Yeah, Paul Pelosi, you go, guy. I mean, look, I got to tell you something right now.
You're going to get demonetized.
Yeah, well, no, I'm not going to run this through on YouTube because YouTube would just ban it.
Okay.
I mean, you can deny an election if you're a Democrat, but if you deny an election as a Republican, you get banned. It's against community guidelines. If you're protesting for Black Lives Matter or Antifa, you can tear the country up for a year, do $50 billion worth of damage, kill people, whatever, and nothing is going to happen. But if you're a few Trump supporters that get carried away and run through the Capitol, you're going to go to prison. This is the world we live in. But that Paul Pelosi thing is absolutely, you're not going to find out the truth of this. Here's what I can tell you that I know for a fact. You can go back and read. She has physical security on that house. That means people on that house 24/7, whether she's home or not. After 2000 and 2001 New Year's Eve, when somebody tried to break into her house, she beefed up security. There's not one spot, either inside or outside that house, that is not monitored by a camera. I know one thing for sure: when you break into a house, the glass goes in, not out. So
Correct.
he might have came in the back door,
Hey.
but he sure as hell was let through the front door of the house by the third party who just suddenly disappeared. All right, come on. She ain't going there.
I'm not going there.
But yeah.
All I'm saying is, one thing that I see, I think is hopeful now that I've seen.
His parents are
is
getting involved.
Okay, so you have the Christians, probably, and it's not as many as you think.
Correct.
We are what they call as extremists or fundamentalists.
Fundamentalist, I was called.
Christian
Yes.
fundamentalists. Anyways, there's the us, and then there is the woke.
Ugh.
But somewhere in between, there's all these people that just want to be left alone, want their children to be happy, to have a happy life, to be able to go to school and go to college, and then just work hard and enjoy their lives, and that's all they want to do.
All they want.
Now you can see these parents. I think these people are finally getting involved and going like, well, we can't.
Yeah, you just
This
can't
be
do
happening.
this.
So that's my hope that
Yeah.
they'll wake up. Not woke.
Yeah.
Wake up.
Look, you're already seeing, I mean, you're not even up to the election yet, and there's already reports of theft and arrests and ballot stuffing. And yeah, this is a pattern that's been going on for 3 years. And now you get people on both sides, well, not both sides. You get the Democrats and you get the rhinos, right? And they're saying, oh, we need to calm the rhetoric down between the two parties. Look, this started in, 2009, when Barack Obama got elected president. He started this rhetoric towards the right. All right. He investigated charities that were owned by, so he started weaponizing the FBI, right? And so he did that, and then the FBI got to a point after him where they could go after a president and ruin a presidency. They manufactured evidence, and then they tried to impeach a president on evidence that they manufactured. All right, and no one will investigate this.
Yeah.
No one. Why? Because the deep state is the DOJ and the FBI. So if anybody has in their mind that this is going to be a fair election, I don't think so. Even if the Republican red wave comes through. Yeah, the next 2 years is going to be bloody hell with the Democrats. The Democrats and the mainstream media.
Yeah.
You need to just turn them off.
Yeah, turn TV
Yeah.
off. It's very helpful.
I think we should all just go to church a few times.
Yeah. Go
But,
to church,
yeah.
read your Bible, check out our 60-day Bible reading challenge.
Oh, yeah. Put a plug in for that one.
You know what though? I mean, just
Well, we got 21
we got
chapters.
20
Yes.
chapters in. It was only an hour.
Uh-huh.
We put it on audiobook,
And then we read along with it.
and then we read along with it, and so that it can be a group activity, you know, because reading really is somewhat of a solitary activity most of the time. But this way we can do it as a couple.
But you know. Yeah, but good morals and common sense, that's against community guidelines.
Yeah.
But, someday, my fondest hope is someday there will be justice done for this. And the problem I'm having with it is when they start seeking justice, they get carried away.
Yeah,
Like
things
if
can
I
get
was in the
bad.
mainstream media right now, I would literally be shitting my pants, excuse my French, because you got to understand, after World War II, they hung almost all Nazi reporters. They were hung. And all of them had the same thing that they were saying, I was only doing my job. But your job causes hurt.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Yeah, and that's the mainstream media. It's not a media. You're causing hurt and pain, and you don't care.
They don't.
You don't, yeah.
At any rate,
At any rate,
don't forget who's in charge.
And don't say Biden. I had a friend that said Biden. I'm like, what? God is in charge, you morons.
Yes, the good Lord is in charge, and He works everything for His own purpose and to His glory.
That's right.
And that's it.
So, ta-ta for now.
God bless.